ladies and gentlemen, I am back with another Pokemon battle video. This is a Gen 6 Monotype random battle against Room Matt, my friend Matt, who is now my roommate. So he has only Ghost types, and I have obviously only Grass types. So basically the two trolliest types in the game. So he had Spiritomb out, I had a Tangrowth lead, he switched out into Trevenant and subbed up. I send in Sunflora, pretty much as fodder, because Sunflora is just the worst Pokemon ever. Trevenant goes for the Horn Leech to get back some HP, and I go for the Hidden Power, which is super effective. I forgot what that was. I'm sure it was fire. Hidden Power, because I know this has Sunny Day. He brings back out Spiritomb. I use Sunny Day to try to make Sunflora do something. Who am I kidding, though? He uses Shadow Sneak, kills me. I go into Ferrothorn, a Pokemon I actually like to use, and I start setting up the spikes. But of course he brings back out Trevenant and Will-O-Wisps me, so that's going to whittle away at me as I use another layer of spikes. So I take some burn damage, he switches out into Aegislash, a scary fellow. I get up my third and final layer of spikes so that he'll take a nice amount of damage when he switches in. He goes into Sword form, Sacred Swords me, I hit him with some Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet damage, and then Leech Seed him. So he takes a decent amount of passive damage that turn. He goes for the Sacred Sword, and that's going to kill me this time, but not before dealing him a good amount of damage. So I go into Amoonguss, because I'm confident I can take it. He goes into Sableye, so he doesn't have to deal with it. I use Foul Play, and that's not going to do very much, because the Sableye is not very offensive. And then he burns me with Will-O-Wisp. I use Sludge Bomb just to get some damage off and maybe poison him really with the goal there, because Sableye is obnoxious as hell with that stupid recover. And now it's going to Mega Evolve. And I wasn't sure if it was a Mega because it would take so long. He waited a while to do it. So I go for the Spore right as he Mega Evolves. So that's obnoxious. Then I really need that Sludge Bomb to do anything to him. And, yeah. He heals recover damage. This is a very stally match, as I warned, kind of, by saying two stalliest types. Sludge Bomb's doing nothing, so I give up. Go into Wormadam just to try to do something else. Go for the Signal Beam. That was a weird. Well, my Amoonguss had Regenerate, so that's probably why I made that decision to switch out, just to heal it. So I'm just Signal Beaming as much as I can. And meanwhile, he's got a ton of special attack and special defense. So my attacks just do nothing while he absolutely decimates me. Wormadam faints. I go into Breloom, hoping I can do some physical damage since he's been boosting a special stat. And I manage to kill the Mega Sableye. And he brings out Trevenant. And I bring out Amoonguss to absorb that Will-O-Wisp. And I heal damage with my leftovers. He uses Horn Leech. And that does nothing because I resisted. I go for the Foul Play because it's super effective. After he, yeah. And he withdraws Trevenant. Out comes Giratina. And I use Foul Play again. And heal some damage with leftovers. And he goes for the Dragon Pulse. That's going to do a decent chunk of damage. I'm going to use Spore so I can get some extra stalling turns out there. And yeah, I'm going to take advantage of his sleeping. Switch into Breloom to try to do some setup. And he's still asleep. I set up the Swords Dance. Still asleep, thank God. And I go for another Swords Dance, risky move, because he wakes up and uses Roar. Damn. Oh well. I bring out, he brings out Tangrowth and burns it, but I go for the Leech Seed. Because this way, it'll whittle it down a bit, or he'll have to switch out. He goes for Dragon Pulse, that does a lot of damage. Rock Slide does no damage. Leech Seed gets me a little bit of health back. And I decide to get even more back with Regenerator. So I switch into Amoonguss. He gets Dragon Pulsed. Leech Seed heals some damage. Burn takes some damage. Uses Dragon Pulse. And I manage to hang on there and get it back to sleep with Spore. And I recover, all that HP, blah, 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 blah. He switches out. Doesn't want to be spored. And he's got the Shining Dusknoir. I switched out too into Breloom. And so we're going to Swords Dance again. Because that totally worked the first time. He Will-O-Wisps me. So it negates my Swords Dance and deals damage. Smart move, Jordan. Oh well. I go for the Bullet Seed. Doesn't kill it. Now he goes for the substitute, forgetting that Bullet Seed breaks the sub and then can still kill him. And that's exactly what happens. So now we've both got 3 guys, although my guys are all burned, and yeah. He goes for the Sucker Punch. I managed to hang on so I can get one last Bullet Seed out, so we both go down from that. And now it's... Oh, no, wait. I'm an idiot. He now has 3 guys, and I have 2 guys. Whoops. Well, anyway. He Horn Leeches on with Trevenant. I use that move, Foul Play, to knock out the Trevenant. Now we're tied at 2-2. Okay, I can count. So I use Synthesis while it's asleep to, heal. And he's still sleeping as ever. I use Foul Play, and that does like a bit, He wakes up. He's going to use Shadow Ball on me to do some damage. I'm going to use Foul Play, which just doesn't do enough. But what else can I really do at this point? Goes for the Shadow Ball once again. I go for the Spore, because I'm the actual worst person ever. I'm awful, I'll admit. So he's sleeping. I use Synthesis again. Recover some damage. And then, on the next turn, I'm going to switch back into Tangrowth. So I get that Regenerator health back. And then take all the burn damage and whatnot. I go for the Leech Seed, because that's the way I'm going to have to kill this Giratina. And same deal. And then I regenerate her again because I'm awful. And he uses Dragon Pulse to hurt me. And yeah. We're at 50 turns now. And he goes back into Aegislash, who I put to sleep with Spore. And I use Foul Play and I kill that. So now he can no longer switch out of Leech Seed if I switch into Tangrowth and Seed him again. But first he uses Shadow Ball, lowers my special defense, and I use Spore, just to be sure. And switch into Tangrowth now, like I was just saying. He didn't have much HP, but you can never be too safe. He uses Shadow Ball, that does quite a bit of damage, but I get the Leech Seed off. So I think I can turn this around in my favor. Uses Shadow Ball again. I actually stayed in, risky move, but I use Synthesis, so it works out. And now I have a solid chunk of HP, especially since I switched back out to get that Regenerator health. He uses Shadow Ball, keeps getting the special defense drop, the 20% effectiveness rate really does wonders. And I switch out again because I'm the actual worst person on the face of the planet. Shadow Balls me, gets the special defense drop, but he takes some Leaf Seed damage. He's just barely hanging on there. I switch out one last time into a Moongus. And that is the game.